Understanding India's demonetization, economic impact and analysis. Here is a comprehensive article on India's demonetization, divided into 30 clear paragraphs. On November 8, 2016, the Government of India unexpectedly announced the demonetization of 500 rupees and Rs 1000 currency notes. The move was aimed at curbing black money, increasing tax compliance, and reducing the shadow economy. The idea of demonetization had been discussed in India for several years before its implementation. In 2014, Prime Minister Narendra Modi had hinted at the possibility of demonetizing high-denomination currency notes. Reasons behind demonetization. The government cited three main reasons for demonetization: curbing black money, reducing cash transactions, and promoting digital payments. It is estimated that a significant portion of India's economy operates in cash, with many individuals and businesses keeping their wealth in the form of unaccounted for cash. Demonetization aimed to reduce this black money by making it difficult for people to hold on to large amounts of cash. The government wanted to promote digital payments and reduce the reliance on cash transactions. This move was expected to increase tax compliance, as more transactions would be documented and taxed. Demonetization marked a significant shift towards digital payments in India. The government incentivized people to use digital payment methods by introducing schemes such as Jan Dhan Yojana and UPI. Implementation of demonetization. The demonetization announcement was made at 8 p.m. on November 8, 2016. Banks were given 72 hours to exchange old currency notes for new ones. The public was allowed to withdraw a maximum of 2,000 rupees per day from ATMs. The initial days after the demonetization announcement saw widespread chaos in India. Long queues formed outside banks and ATMs as people tried to exchange their old currency notes. In the short term, demonetization had a significant impact on the economy. GDP growth slowed down from 7.6% in Q2 2016-17 to 3.4% in Q1 2017-18. The manufacturing sector was particularly affected, with production and sales declining. However, the long-term economic impact of demonetization is more nuanced. While it reduced black money and increased tax compliance, it also had negative effects on small businesses and unorganized sectors. Demonetization disproportionately affected small businesses, which often relied on cash transactions. Many small businesses were forced to shut down or reduce their operations due to the lack of access to capital. Impact on unorganized sectors. The unorganized sectors, such as street vendors and daily wage laborers, also suffered significantly due to demonetization. They relied heavily on cash transactions and faced difficulties in accessing new currency notes. Effectiveness of demonetization. A year after demonetization, the government reported a 30% increase in tax compliance and a significant reduction in black money. However, critics argue that these numbers are not entirely accurate. Reduced currency in circulation. Demonetization led to a significant reduction in currency in circulation. The amount of 500 rupees and Rs 1000 notes in circulation decreased from 17% of total currency to less than 1%. The adoption of digital payments increased significantly after demonetization. The number of transactions through UPI, RuPay cards, and wallets grew by over 400%. After a slowdown in the initial months, economic growth rebounded in subsequent quarters. GDP growth recovered to 7% in Q2 2018-19. Demonetization was a complex and far-reaching policy decision that had both positive and negative effects on the economy. The lessons learned from demonetization can be applied to future economic policies. Preparation for demonetization. The government could have better prepared the public for demonetization by providing more information and support. This would have reduced the chaos and difficulties faced by people. Cash reserve ratio, CRR, and statutory liquidity ratio, SLR. To mitigate the effects of demonetization, the Reserve Bank of India, RBI, relaxed the cash reserve ratio, CRR, and statutory liquidity ratio, SLR. The RBI also introduced several liquidity measures to prevent a shortage of currency notes. These included providing Advance Rupee Liquidity Facility, ALF, and temporary liquidity facilities. Demonetization had both positive and negative effects on poverty levels in India. While it reduced black money, it also affected the livelihoods of people living in poverty. Short-term measures to mitigate effects. Thanks for watching.